Welcome. Thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in with I. And so here we are on our revolutionary rise of a hive that is happening here at this time. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Woohoo! Welcome. So I'm torn because I kind of want to do a musical 3 degrees, but then I also have a lot of things to say and channel and every kind of way. So because I want to keep the two separate. Do you know what I mean? But time for this moment in time, I gotta pick and choose my battles. Why? Unless I do it, I don't know. We're figuring it out. These are the seeds that we sow. But I have grabbed a random notebook, right? For those of you that don't know who I am, it's okay. But oh my, there was someone piqued my interest here in the commentary of Mr. Rick Williams. You say, I look like my mama. Now, for someone to come and tell me that, we know that my mama's been left from this planet since the 90s. So pique my interest you did, because whom you be? So that's what I commented, just in case if you don't see. Whom are you? Okay. That you know my mama. Okay. So yeah. All right, anyway. So welcome. Either way, I do a lot. All right, so I'm a writer. I write, I channel. I've been channeling since a small child. So my channeling, I guess we're just gonna go in and it's not gonna be a musical 3 degrees. It's okay, we'll do another musical 3 degrees. Okay, that's coming soon. 3 degrees. Okay. All right. So my channeling experiences began early, and understanding it now in my adult years is where the infusion really takes place, because this journey that we're on, it's all lives long. You know what I'm saying? When you awaken to the factor of you, like, oh, I am a who and a what and a what and a what. That's the beauty of spiritual evolution. You wake up and you're like, holy shit, I'm more than this. You know what I'm saying? And so passionate I get about a lot of things. But my early on channeling experiences have been through my writing. So as a little girl, I used to always write, even before I could write. I say this all the time. Like there'll be like memories and things like that. Like, what are you writing there, Jennifer? And to me, I wrote so many things that I see that makes sense. And then I would sit back and I would read all that which I wrote. But when I think back as an adult and I think about those particular early channeling times, because of the things that would come out of my mouth and what I would say, those are my recognitions of early channeling experiences as young as 2 and 3 years old. And so I would say all these things that, where do you hear this stuff from? Because that would be the reaction of everyone around me saying, and they're like, wow, that really says that. But when I think back about it now, 2, 3 years old, there was nothing but scribbles on the paper. Right? So, and then as I continued to grow into my own spiritual evolution and revolution, I found my own personal experiences like a phenomenon. And the fact that when I would share them, because I was very vocal. So I know that although I am very different from my immediate family in the way that I have just came out of the womb, you know what I'm saying? And saying things and, knowing things and being my dramatic self and all these kind of things and having these intense experiences. I had intense experiences, and thankful I am that they didn't take me to the doctor, the psychiatrist, because that shit would have had me floated up from back then. Granted, it didn't have me great back then, having these intense, I want to call them like overly sensory, like an overdevelopment of my senses heightened in every kind of way. So I used to have like these like episodes and stuff that I would be screaming. It's not pleasant. It was not pleasant. I'm not gonna get emotional. I'm not gonna start crying, but it was not a pleasant experience as a small child because you don't understand. It's just a lot of noise, and you can make no sense of it. And all I wanted to do was stop. So, yeah, my mom used to help me do that. My dad, like, I always remember him being in another room when I would have these like screaming fits, make it stop kind of stuff. Because I just, the best way that I can describe it now, when you go back and travel into different spaces of time and experience, I want to say that it's like receiving all your, like if you're into like the spirituality and the terminologies of stuff and things like that, like all your, I coined the term clairpotency because I feel like every clairsentience, claircognizance, clairvoyance, and there's just so many different clair for you to get to know as you grow into your know and experience, right? So I just say I'm clairpotent. So when I was little, the clairpotency, right, was all at once. So imagine every clair's door open and on, every single multi-dimensional channel on at the same time. And so that's where static frequency comes from. I learned this early on because, especially when the movie Poltergeist came out. So when I was young, Poltergeist, right, came out. And so the little girl, Carol Ann, right, when she would sit in front of the TV and she would hear shh, and she would just watch the channel and that kind of thing, I found resonance there. I was like, so what, I'm supposed to sit and watch this? You get what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. But then we're part of the generation of chicken shit, right? We're conditioned to be afraid of the boogie monster, of the Google, of the scary beast that's waiting for you when you dive into this spiritual aspect of life. So chicken shit I became too, right? Even though I saw all these things, even though I heard all of these things, even though I experienced all of these things, Chicken Little was my ass. And Chicken Little, I ran. Chicken Little, I used the covers. I covered my head. Even though I explored a lot of things, I got braver with exploration, especially after my little sister was born, because when she started to have the same experiences, and I tested her. I would pretend to have an experience because I felt like I didn't want her to be on the Me Too thing. I was like, no. So I would, and because everything I would say, I would see, me too, right? And okay, we're gonna see. So, granted, it might sound cruel or mean to play around and mind fuck a child, right? In the sense of pretending to have this experience and really testing to see if she's being truthful. And she was always truthful. And so then those experiments didn't have to take place anymore because this was real. You know what I mean? And so it wasn't until I had a partner to explore less fearfully and more boldly because I'm the older sister, right? Give me your hand. We're gonna go see what this green slime is. Oh yeah, talk about, so all these shows. There was a Slimer character that I used to see as a small child too, and my sister saw it too. And it's like this green, huge. See, so I guess depending on the amount of openness you have to that what you see, because we all have sight in different kind of ways, different sounds, different kind of stuff. So what you see, even if we're seeing the same thing, we're not seeing the same thing. You know what I mean? So to understand it from these kind of perspectives, because now I see these same things, but maybe not in the same intensity of how open I was as a smaller child that was seeing it way different because there was less limitations on my sight, on my sound, on my taste, on my intellectualism. You know what I'm saying? And so I like spirituality, granted, but I'm very practical in my approach and I'm very scientific in my studies. So although yes, like I take a very scientific approach to understanding a lot of stuff, because we just can't say everything is this. You just can't throw that out and go, oh, that was like the other day. the other day, my daughter was like, Mom, this was not Mercury retrograde. This was you. And I'm like, you're talking to me right now. It's about, girl, this was not even me. I left myself out, dog in hand, no shoes on. Where am I going? Car keys inside, house keys inside, everything inside. Anyway, that's what happened. Where are you going? You think I know she was in the hallway? So my name, I'm like, if you can't help me break in, then you just can go back inside your house. Anyway, okay, so what were I saying? So we can't just say and push blame and point fingers and all this kind of stuff, any kind of thing. We have to look at all. And then that's the thing. We think we're looking at all, but we're really not. We're just a drip of a drop of 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 a fucking massive drop. That's a drip of a drop of a drip of a drop of a drip of a drop. And that's still not even getting the wholeness of it. Hello. Okay. So I channel a lot. And my early on experiences were discovery was in my writing. So, and it only continued to grow. It only continued to grow my phenomena. That's what I was talking about. The phenomenon of my own spirituality, because I was amazed, right? So I'm like in elementary school, writing these profoundly love poems, right? And really starting to become conscious that I'm not conscious during the write, and then after I'm amazed by the product, and I'm like, who wrote this? So my family thought it was funny when I was growing up, right? I'm this little girl, eager and excited to share my poetry, right? And whatever, they entertain me sometimes, and a lot of the time I'm a clown. Right? It took a very long time for my immediate family to take me somewhat seriously, and they still think I'm like clownish because of my silly nature. I'm silly by nature. It's old. So it's my own astrological configurance got me on the giggly side. I remember when I was little and they invited me to be a cheerleader, my neighbor, for her stepfather's baseball team. Giggles should have been my nickname, but Giggles was already taken. So much so that I don't even remember what name I came up with for myself. That's how irrelevant it was. It was just the fact that I was a cheerleader and I got to do my flexible splitty things and flips and all this kind of stuff that I was good at that time. Like really good at it. I like that kind of stuff. And I was just, somebody asked me to be a cheerleader. I make a great cheerleader. Right? So great cheerleader I became. I don't remember what nickname I gave myself though. Because Giggles was gone and Giggles should have been. Let's take it. I'm so disappointed. So anyways, oh right. So I have people think it's an exaggeration. Hundreds. That's an exaggeration. Okay. I have notebooks and writing everywhere. And this book I've had, I don't even know, it's the first page dates back to 2007. So there you go. You see, like, this first page. And look at 2007, the fall of the Garden of Eden. I start writing, right? Anyway, but so anyways, I grabbed this book because I was thinking of doing the musical 333. Now I gotta find the page. But when I opened it up, it landed on a random page, and I started to read it, and I'm like, wow, you know. So I want to share it. All right. So this dates back. This is April 9th, 2009. And I think about the evolution of that too, right? So this is 2009. At this time, I was a single mother, right, to an 8-year-old child, whom, by the way, now is going to be 22. It's been a long, you know what I'm saying? So you're getting emotional and feedback. Hello, beautiful. How are you? How are you? Good. Oh, thank you so much. We are almost there because remember, we are partying until we reach our 10,000 subscriber goal here on YouTube, and we're partying every 1,000 plus subscribers we reach. So I'm at the midway mark of 2,000 subscribers, right? We had a party at 1,000, and now the next live party with gifts, prizes, cash prizes too. Let me buy you a smoothie or a drink, whatever you want, you know, whatever we do. Cash prizes too, right? At 2,000 subscribers, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this until we reach 10,000 plus subscribers, because I'm making my own personal YouTube goal. I don't know what I'm doing. I post as I post. I never set a goal for this channel and things like that. And now I decided, I tell you, if you watch the live party introductory one and all this kind of stuff, I give thanks to Satel, because I saw her have her live subscriber party when she reached a certain goal that she wanted to reach, and it inspired me. It inspired me to set a goal. Like, what the fudge? Like, you're on here, right? Like, so and even though you know it is what it is, like, you know, people will watch, but you know, not everybody will support. Maybe they grow past that stuck evolution of themselves. They want to get to the next level, they gotta go play with that devil. And they gotta slay that beast too, you know what I mean? Yeah. So either way, I'm almost there, right? To the next live party number 2. And I have to thank each and every one of you who do subscribe, who do watch, who do show support, who are kind, and thank you. Thank you. I'm getting emotional. But if you love smoothies like me, I love smoothies. I'll buy you one. Hey. Next party. So yeah. So anyways, I opened it up. I've been on this journey for a very long time. So have you. time is all we ever have. It's the longest motherfucking thing we do. Most times people be like, oh, time is so short, life is so short. Motherfucker, no matter how long you do it, it's the longest thing you've done. So what you mean it's short? It's the longest shit you will ever do. Even if it's cut short too. It's still the longest thing you've done. So how is that? Make it make sense. Living here in this earthly perceived reality, this multidimensional reality, and never mind that we are immortal. You are energy. You are more than this body. You are more than that body. It was a hard lesson. It was a stubborn fight, especially after my mother died. When my mother died, I was angry. Angry. So angry I didn't give a fuck. Because you took the one fucking person who showed me any ounce of fucking love on this planet. Without resistance. So I was mad. But even that view is toxic too, obviously. You grow up from these kind of things. But I was mad. I worked through a lot of anger issues. Temper, short temper. Right? That's the whole point of that. I just start feeling my own tears and I'm trying not to mess up my makeup. And I could focus this crap up, but these tears drop down. So I'm trying not to let them touch my face. Give me a moment. Sorry, good. But yeah, what was the whole point of that? I'm getting myself worked out. Right. Oh, right. So I was angry. And the whole argument was spirit. As a child, not that a month before my 10th fucking birthday. Talk about a completion of a cycle. 9, 10, start again, new beginning. Start fresh after this fucking pain you just have to live through. Right? I didn't care. That was my argument in prayer. I don't care that she's still here or that, you know, all this time. I don't want it that way. I didn't want it that way. I don't care. And they tried to help me see my dreams, my feelings, my visions, and I did not care. That's not how I wanted her to. So, the process of death, it's been a lot in understanding and infusing certain levels of truth and surrender that us as humans might be challenged. Now do you understand a little bit why who is this guy that commented and said I look like my mama? Like, who is you? I only usually get that from family. And my mom's been passed away for on this earthly realm for 30+ years. So, anyway. Jules Mystic Vision, go check out my latest videos. No tears on my writing now. So I wrote this back in 2009. See what I wrote? I skimmed through it. I didn't really read all of it. I just wanted to share it with you guys. So that's great, right? April 9th, 2009. I was single mother striving, trying to hold on an entire fort for me and my beautiful goddess daughter. And let me tell you, most folks didn't make it easy for me either back then. But I was ambitious, I was dedicated, and I rocked really fucking hard. That's why when people see me now, and I've grown into my space, and they're like, who does she think she is? I think I am myself. How about that? Myself. Okay. But you'll have people too that will diss you, try to really make others believe what they concocted about you, right? To prove themselves right. But they're like you're like their biggest muse in life. They try to copy you, right? With little stuff, things you say, the lingos you say. Now they start talking your talk, right? Which is fine. Growth is growth. We want that to happen everywhere. The only ones that we have to work through getting less annoyed about is the ones that pretend and act like they fucking don't. Come to my face and try to play that pretend game with me. Not gonna happen really the way you see it. That's why they do it behind your back. That's why they do it from afar. Right? They come out dressing like you, looking like you, acting like you, talking like you. I don't watch her. Who's she? I don't know what you're about. I've been dealing with people like you since elementary school. You know, but with love. Okay? All right. If you're here and we resonate and we cool, we vibe and all this kind of stuff, and not for the other reasons why and all this other kind of stuff, then you know you got people mad, especially people from the past or anything like that that want to be right about what they told people about you and all this kind of stuff too. Like, let them stay mad. They have a chance to do the right thing, be the right thing, do the right thing, rise to their own occasions, and they chose to be a coward and to do no work. That's on them, not on you. I don't even get mad anymore. I giggle for my wiggle. Hey, let me know. April 9th, 2009. Days are no longer so long. Nights tend to linger on. This new beauty captivating my soul has awakened me to things unknown. I've never marveled quite like this before. Awakening me are my senses so strong, strikingly majestic. Hunger that grips and tugs at my soul, at my core. But I am ferocious like never before. So in control, in awe of it all, grasping all the wonder that I behold. Question after question, eons of time to enjoy the spectacular. Who knew this ever existed? Who knew the heights of forever? Such a gravitational force strengthening me along, mystified by the journey. Thrilled by it all. Words can never quite explain the secrets of this world, my universe. So many eyes are closed shut, living out just ordinary. Legends of the underworld exist, and I have an eternity to behold in the through. That was pretty. Okay. 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 I wrote, this was just like a paragraph. This is August 23rd, 2011. Yes. You only think you want me, tall tale fire, wanting more from me, savoring some time. My love will devour you whole, consume your very soul, held on till you release, surrender, playing the cortex string, moving, swaying side to side. Letting me move you out your fucking mind. I don't know. Anyway, we'll go back to that later. Okay, so yeah, so there's just so much to say. So, you know, no matter when you start acknowledging your spiritual gifts, or and I don't like to call them that either, it's just what we are, but we have to identify and we have to label. That's part of our conditioning and all this kind of stuff. I'm only saying it for language purposes that will keep us on the same page, but it's really innate, right? I believe we all have to possess this ability. I'm no more special than you. Sometimes just people are more tapped in, turned on, tuned in, the evolution of you. There's so much cycles to you that go beyond this scope of perceived reality, multidimensionality kind of stuff. And so it could feel rough, it could feel tough, it could feel all this kind of stuff, because there's the shredding of everything that which has been put upon you, to the nothing that is you, the vastness that is you, the infinite that is you, the structure that is you, the thing that moves you beyond this body. Think about it. When you see a dead corpse laying there, stiff, empty, missing, the life that once was is missing from this vessel. That's energy. That's frequency, vibration. That's a life existing that can never be destroyed, only transformed into another shape or form. This world, they have made it into one big competition. And it has really hurt our humanity and the evolution field with it. Evolution of what we really could be if we just stop, like, trying to be validated, maybe. Celebrated, some of you want to be. It's okay to want those kind of things. But to deny that very sentiment and mask it with an act of, I just want to better the world. You being yourself, even if it gets praised or not, and even if you acknowledge that, it's helping the world. But what doesn't help the world is the lie. When you mask and deny and you pretend and you act like you're not doing something or about something that you really are about. Because you got some folks that are well trained in bullshit department. And they might have Sigma personality traits. but their evolution is fucking lighting a firecracker under their ass too. And they're saying, what, you're gonna sit through this too? Or you're gonna put in the work and the effort and the magic? As you should. My daughter deserves it. And period. I got the period from my daughter. I say something, she's like, period. Like, period. Or she asks something, say something, like, as you should. Like, as I should. Right? As you should. And so, yeah. Anyway, okay, galactic up in here, because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get galactic up in here. We're gonna speak some galactic truth, right? Because we're so galactic too. Embracing the quantum evolution that is you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm powerful. I am mighty. I am strong. I am determined to not be such a stubborn fudge too, right? I got a new paradigm up here, and I'm shifting my focus and my elevation and my evolution, and I'm taking the act. Because when I know better, I do that. I rise, right? I don't conform. I conquer. I slay. I get out of my own way, right? Black League patterning in the past. See here. Black League patterning from the past. And one more. What about the past that is going to help us understand the now, the present? Okay? We're gonna here on earth. We're gonna understand the present. The past is gonna help us understand the present. Conservative attachments, right? Okay. Here we go. In the past. 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 The secret Orion society fighting the negative forces was called the Black League. They operated covertly and were a major force for inspiration and hope. A pop culture metaphor would be like the Jedi Knights from Star Wars. Would you believe I've never seen one Star Wars? Right? You have had experience with this group. And this latent tendency of resisting authority or fighting for peace is a deep karmic pattern. Today, it is important that this polarity of us versus them be healed. Yeah. Shift your focus away from light and dark scenarios. Begin to see reality in a unified way, with all manifestations being an equal and valuable part of creation itself. The Black League is a term referring to the resistance groups that formed during the darkest times in Orion. These groups were usually run by priests who practiced vegan mysticism and who were also warriors as well. These groups ultimately helped change the consciousness within the Orion system so it could transform, but not without a struggle, right? You got these stubborn mofos up in here, right? They be like, I don't even know who that person is. Oh, meanwhile, notebook in hand, pen in hand, I made this, by the way. I make things, witchyutopians.com. Yeah, these are one of our, all pens are one of a kind. So like, see how this pen here, even if there is another shape of this kind of pen, all pens are one of a kind. Nobody's gonna have your pen, nobody's gonna have mine. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Because we're all one of a kind. Witchyutopian.com. You see, I'm so pretty, right? I know. Anyway, they be like that. And they'll be like, I received a download. But meanwhile, the download is from somebody else's book, channel, Instagram, YouTube channel. You're not channeling shit. It's superficial spirituality. Superficial spirituality. And then you'll have someone come out and say, bullshit. I call you on your bullshit. Your bunkaka. The devil, that person is an aggravator. It's aggravating the spiritual community. They just want to be a guru. Gaslighting. A real leader don't need no followers. Okay. They also had to learn the folly of living in polarity. You have to learn that. We don't have to believe the same thing, but we have to respect each other. And until you learn how to respect, karma seems to be the lesson, huh? Respect it. RESPECT. Find out what it means to be RESPECTAFUL. I do look like my mama, but she wasn't as silly as me. She was Cancer. A schmoody crab. She's funny though. Beautiful. Charming. Adored. She got a lot of hate too. So even before I started feeling the wrath of that hate, I was experiencing it with my mama. She was beautiful. She was a looker. And she got everybody's attention. And people hated her for that. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. So they also have to learn the folly of living in polarity. Hey, baby. You woke up for a nap? Which is what you do when you fight darkness, right? So even though the Black League and the Orion civilization as a whole eventually transcended polarity and healed itself, many beings who had lives there brought this polarized energy to Earth, and it is still playing out here. On Earth, we can see it playing out through secret societies who believe they fight for freedom, but tyranny, religious extremist groups who believe they are liberating people, and any group or person who views reality in a polarized way and fights against the side they label as negative. We are light, dark, negative, positive, all of that kind of stuff. Those are just specific charges, right? Negative and positive exist. Whether you exist or not. Let that go. Let that sink in. So what is negative and what is positive? I mean, what are you fighting? Let that sink in too. What again? Right? This only perpetuates polarity. No shit, Sherlock. I remember 2 years ago, this group of spiritual girls, I say girls, because they were close to my age. They were a little bit younger, just a little bit. But they were newer to the spiritual community. And they were enthused, excited about it, and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, shadow work is shadow work. And until you reach a certain kind of level of shadow work, if you're going to be in this spiritual community of people that are evolving and stuff like that, some people are bothered by your spiritual evolution because they're not yet there. And they're sitting there comparing fucking apples to oranges, and then they get rubbed the wrong way. And they want to crucify you or do some like catty fucking girl shit. So I remember this person like, you want to be a part of my group? And it was like, I was like, because you know me, lone wolf style of speed. It's not that I don't go into groups and I'm an individualist. Okay, I'm not a fucking fangirl of nothing. Okay, even if I'm fanning, even if I'm liking. I ain't a fucking fangirl, okay? I chase nothing, no one, and I don't need to be a part of a clique, a group, a setting, right? So she got offended. I didn't say that like that, and I didn't say it. See, mind you, I was nice about it, and I didn't take offense to the question or the act. And I'm like, oh, that's cute, but no, thank you, I'm good. Like, you know, but anything that you know, I could be like, if they have like outings, parties, and all this kind of stuff, or anything like that, like, sure, you invite me. Like, I'm if I can go, I go. My schedule is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And she casted me out, and they made me feel they worked so hard to make me feel uncomfortable. She even got mad, and this is shit just knowing. And then this is how spirit confirms for you too, because I didn't even know this, but I knew this. I knew that she was telling people, like, don't talk to her, or don't invite her, or whatever, and get mad if they did, like owning fucking people. This girl had a fucking mental breakdown, by the way, okay? And I'm not even just like, and this is me just intuitively knowing, okay? I don't need the fucking confirmation, although I did get it. And it was just like if someone slipped a letter in your fucking mailbox type of shit, like, oh, I wish you well. Right? It's just like the fucking Uber driver the other day, like caught a flat because he fucking lied. Right? Like you want this? You want to play? Caught you the other day, flat tire central. That's not my problem. Work on you. Right? But anyway, that's like, it's just funny. It's just people can say, and they're like, oh, karma's not real. Chicka. I'll do a video on that, explaining my intellectualism of karma and how I feel about that and what I think about that and what I know that to be, whether you agree with me. But either way, right? People who will be like, karma to you. I had a very hard time saying that, because I don't want karma to you. I want this shit to stop. I don't want karma to you. I want this shit to stop. But people want karma to you. That's what we'll say is their karma. So deep, and I'm trying to be so superficial about it because I'm just trying to finish along with this and stuff like that. But like, those people got a lot of work, of healing work to do. I'm not better than nobody, and I don't think I am, but I do know what I do and how I do. And there's just certain things you do. Even when I was being abused, all this kind of stuff, even death, the monster that stood fucking right before me, I swear it was the fucking devil. I still do not wish that same fucking fate or want or hold that kind of anger towards that person there. Like that. Even if they disagree. Nor that I call upon the gods or pray that one day they get it. That would be a waste of a fucking prayer. Pray that one day you get it. Never mind those people. Those people maybe are here to teach you a bigger lesson that you're too busy pointing your finger at them for. And that's coming from hurt. We all hurt somebody too. Whether it be in this life or another. And in this life, we have many lives. Nobody's exempt. This is a polarity universe. Okay, so if this card comes up in the reading, it usually comes up with other Orient cards or cards with a similar theme. It is most likely suggesting that you look at your view of reality and how you might see it in a polarized way. It is encouraging you to begin to view reality as more of a unified field, that there is a greater balance that perhaps you just cannot see. It is asking you to totally transform your life from one polarity from one of polarity to one of unity. And this is conservative attachment here now in the present. We're going to pull one more card soon. Yeah. We got past, present, right? Conservative attachment, right? It's like conditioned attachment, trying to balance the alchemy of the program, right? Deprogramming our program, right? And we got future right up in this bunch, right? Open contact, completely, right? So we're gonna read that, and then we're gonna go. And then stay tuned for musical 323s. You can subscribe to the playlist, right? So there's 2 that you could already watch and see, because we get through music, right? We're using music to uplift, to shift, to transform. And it doesn't matter the type of genre, whether the artist is known or unknown or whatever, because I have an eclectic taste of music, and I'm going to be playing what I want to play and what I like in every kind of way. No matter the genre, no matter the style, no matter who's singing in a while, or whatever the case may be, I'm going to be sharing it for different reasons. And then we're going to break down certain kind of seasons of this music as well. So if you want to see what that's going to be all about, go watch Musical 323's Part 1 and Part 2, Episode 1 and Episode 2, because Episode 3 is coming soon to a theater here on YouTube land for you. Right? Okay. You got 51, just 6, which is all about balance. Then you got 38, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is 2, about unification, balancing of the 2, pattern 2, the masculine and feminine working together to create that whole trinity unity. And then you got 17, which is 8. 8 is great, putting in the work, right, for the future. So, presently, yes, I make these too. So all of these I've made, everything is all one of a kind as well. So everything that I wear pretty much is all one of a kind. And even if you were to order something similar like it, I would still do it custom to you, one of a kind, because I like you to be unique, just as you are. I don't want you rocking out with shit that I make for you that somebody else got too. No, you can be happy, right? Be like, I'm the only one with it. Now, if somebody come and copy and go, let me see, and try to do your little blueprint and all that, we can't control those kind of things, but those are just the copycat versions. You know what I mean? But you got the original. You got the original. And either way, no matter what, the ingredients that I include in every single thing that I put in stuff, and you can see on my richyutopian.com/blog, I talk about all the ingredients that are included inside of every powerful creation. Although they're pretty, because I like pretty things, and I like to make pretty things, they're perfectly imperfect. They're not perfected beauty, right? But it's perfectly imperfect. It's the ingredient. I talk about it. If you want to learn more about the ingredients, you can see the item on witchyutopian.com in my shop, mystery shop, right? You're going to get a mystery. Like, so if you order a pen, your pen is going to be a mystery. You answer some questions, like basic questions before checkout, so I can get a good idea about you in every kind of way. And then you're going to receive your own mystic mystery pen that's going to be made just for you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but it's the ingredients, and you can read all about those ingredients on the site itself, witchyutopian.com, or the blog to witchyutopian.com/blog, where I talk about it in more detail about the specific ingredients that go inside everything I fucking make. I make runes, I make witch runes, I make divination tools, home decor, pens, wands, jewelry, you name it, I'll be making it. And there's more to come. Oh, with my Mystic Muse mystery box subscription, which is amazing. So I am so grateful for the orders already. So for the Mystic mystery box subscription, I can't believe I forgot about that. And I'm really excited. So every 4th and every 25th, the subscriptions go ship out. So the first, right, because this is new and stuff like that. So I'm actually waiting on something. So hopefully the first subscription orders are going to go out this 25th. They're almost done. But if not, it's going to be on the 4th, and then that'll be the first subscription boxes that go, because this is something new for January 2023 that I'm really fucking excited about. So prepare for a photo shoot of all of these, because I'm just working a lot behind the scenes. So yeah, so you can go check that out. The Mystic Mystery Muse box. It's the Mystic Muse mystery box. It's all these names. But yeah. When it is a time of transformation, it is natural to fear change. There is an illusionary feeling of safety in the familiar, even if the familiar is dysfunctional and no longer serves you. Take a look at your life now. What are you clinging on to that is old and familiar? It is time for an inventory. When you clean out the old, you make space for the new. The karmic pattern of fearing change is one that must be healed at this time. When you resist change, it is often forced on you. You can circumvent this by taking small steps towards change, which eventually leads to great strides. Start now. Now we move to the energy that is playing out on Earth in the present time stream. This is an expression of polarity that takes the form of fear of change, being too attached to the old, stagnant ways of doing things, and an unrealistic adherence to how things should be on one side, and that of trying to force change before it's time on the other side. This card represents a strong attachment to old, safe ways of doing things that stop the energy of change. Change is an energy that can never be stopped. When it is time to change, it is necessary for us to acknowledge the situation without resistance and follow the guidance and flow of energy toward the right action for the times. It means looking at our fears and transcending them. It requires truthfully looking at our circumstances, seeing beyond our own filters, beliefs, and fears, and taking right action. There is an old Asian saying that says something like, unless we change directions, we are likely to end up where we are headed. If this card came up in your reading, it's most likely warning that you may be too attached to an old thought pattern, habit, or way of doing things. Take some time to look at yourself honestly and identify what needs changing in your life, then begin the work of making those changes for future contact. Card 89, right? I'm so thankful for each and every one of you who do tap in, turn on, tune in, and do ride and vibe with me in every kind of good, spectacular way. I would appreciate if you would hit that like button, subscribe, share my channel with others, and help me grow my channel too. Okay? All right. This card has to do with meeting an other, stepping onto common ground into the unknown, and making a connection with a new entity or consciousness future. It means facing your fears in order to do this, but experiencing transformation in the process. The future Pleiadians are committed to mentoring humans in this contact. We're almost from the Pleiades process, and their energy is here to assist you. It is also likely that this Pleiadian energy is a future life of yours reaching out through time to support you. Or it could be a new channeling experience. Either way, it is time to open yourself to contact. This card connects with an evolved time stream of the Pleiadian civilization in which they are focused on building relationships with other species. You might be meeting other conscious souls that are of higher conscious than you at this time. And they're going to come to you in different unconventional kind of ways that might seem out there, which is what's going to solidify and cement for you the unique experience that you're experiencing. It can start in small forms of like even animal contact, dreams. But this is a physical one, human, out of this world. You know what I mean? And it's going to be something rather uplifting. And it's going to change the way you do certain kind of things, because you're going to see past the illusion of stuff. Something's happening. And when it's happening, because it's happening inside of you too. You're safe. You can't touch the vibration, the energy frequency you are on when you are vibrating from this kind of caliber of oxygen. Now penetrate. No. They don't know where to go, even if they speak. They do. It's the truth. In the case of Earth, they're committed to preparing for the contact process and have been engaged in a contact program with humans for nearly a century. Like some sci-fi shit, you're gonna be contacted. Maybe you've had some kind of experience that if you said it out loud, it would sound crazy. Like, you saw a UFO. You saw an alien. You saw a spirit. You speak. You channel. You hear voices. Embrace the parts of you activated and activating, and use your language to help you better understand, overstand. Don't freeze in fear. That's something too that changed the course of my own personal intuitive understanding. I was probably about 6 or 7 years old, and I was having an episode and I was screaming. And every single time I would have these episodes, the intensity would grow, but during the whole time that these episodes were happening, in my energy, my inside was trying to figure it out. So although I was screaming on the outside, make it stop, my energy in the inside was like, what is this? What am I hearing? What's going on here? Like, what is this? Like, help me make it make sense. So one particular day, and I want to say it was the daytime, because even though my room was in the middle of the house, there was no windows. It was dark. I feel like it was the daytime. And I was screaming, I had fever, and I was like, make it stop. My mom was beside my bed. And she's like, it's okay. And my dad happened to be home. And he was in the other room. And he shouted, make what stop? I may have shared this before. And when he said that, I listened to the earthly realm. I tapped back into earth, right? Whatever dimensional frequency I was tapping into, that was a lot. My dad's question caused me to listen. And for that moment in time that I listened, the noise stopped. And these are not easy for me to share. I never planned on fucking sharing these things, so bear with me, okay? I'm just guiding you a different way right now, and so that's just life. It's my evolution, the human's evolution. There's a lot more happening here, so I'm sitting here. And so, oh shit. And so, and in that moment, it stopped, and it changed and it shifted the whole course of my own intuitive abilities and understanding. I can make it stop. I can make it stop. We'll talk more about that too. And so that started a whole new evolution of computation for me and development in my own channeling abilities and my own sensitivities to everything that was around me. Because after that, those experiences, although I was still having them, I started playing with them instead of being hurt by them. Earth will soon be entering the galactic community, and it is now being prepared. If this card came up in your reading, you may have many meetings depending on your circumstances. Perhaps you were well aware of your interest in or experiences with ET contact. If that is the case, this card is acknowledging that part of your commitment in this life. It may also be acknowledging a connection you have with specific Pleiadians or other beings. If this is not the case for you, that your contact part may instead be referring to a different kind of contact you are now experiencing, perhaps with your higher self or with your spirit guide. It may also be referring to opening contact with a previously hidden part of yourself. If you are unaware of this state, start paying attention to the subtle cues around you. Quiet your mind and open yourself to guidance from the universe. Let yourself embrace another and let that experience assist you in the realization that it is only a reflection of you. So either way, thank you so much for tapping in, tuning in with me. Till next time, make sure to like this video, comment, share, and let me know how it resonates with you out there. Each one, reach one, teach one. In every kind of way. If you are living in a polarity kind of way, like they're right, you're wrong, this, I'm right, this, please feel that part of you, because that is not the solution, boo, you hear me? Okay, and if you're also hawking, gawking, stalking, and you acting like you know how to funny boo boo, please feel yourself too and come say hi after you do. All right, you know what I mean? So either way, for everybody else, I love you so much. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Till next time. I'll go now. Do you feel that? Choop, choop. Ah! You are activated.